Hi, I'm Harvey Hubble. You're watching Seedling.tv, nourishing mind, body, and planet. Subscribe now. It's good for you. Welcome to the Vault.
Okay, my first name is Roger. My last name is Saunders. And my occupation is a clinical psychologist, and I work mainly with children, but occasionally with adults. I would suggest that they look at some of the literature because there's plenty of literature there for parents to get more thoroughly oriented, and also look to their genetic background. So, because in my opinion, that's one of the conclusive bits of evidence about the diagnostic phenomenon. If it's in the family, language problems, speech, spelling, particularly spelling. Sometimes I put fathers through, as a matter of fact, Mrs. Orton was one of the original psychiatric social workers, and so she learned how to interview and how to get information. And she taught me how to really be so thorough. And sometimes you have to really be careful not to embarrass fathers when you ask them if they're good spellers, but you sort of beat around the bush and not only English, but the study of a foreign language. And also, I know I'm digressing a moment, but the area of competence. The little children who early are good with their visual motor coordination and can do the blocks. Now, the intelligence test does measure some of those, and not always are they higher, but often they are. And that goes on up to questions for fathers, do you like to build, or you're a repairman, or mothers, do you like to do crafts and cooking, more so than sitting down reading books. I have seen several children who were teenagers and have been in psychotherapy for quite a number of years because the psychiatrist felt that their emotional problems were the cause of their inability. Well, example, one boy was in the third grade and he was really a difficult behavioral problem. And so I saw him and I thought the problem is simply he was bright and dyslexic. And so I got in touch with his pediatrician, and the pediatrician said, "Oh, I don't believe much about all that dyslexia business, that this is an adopted child and the parents love him so much they won't put pressure on him to learn." And that was it. And I had had that same experience with another adopted child in Indianapolis whose parents had spent lots of money looking for psychotherapy, and he'd been getting it, but it didn't teach him to read. And so along came a different approach because after he got a good diagnosis. The idea is focusing on the learning style of a child and how to overcome the blockage that is a neurological problem in learning language.